Hi everyone, and welcome to this exclusive conversation with one of our SkyBreathe community member, Loganair. I am Dane Saldana from OpenAirlines together with my colleague Antoine. Today we will be talking about Loganair's fuel optimization journey, how it all started, their implementation, and what's next in their fuel efficiency journey. Before we commence on this journey, let's all introduce ourselves. So Antoine, could you please introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you, Dane. So, hello, Dane. Hello, Ross. My name is Antoine Montagnon, and I'm a customer success engineer. So, just like Dane, I manage the implementation of our software for our customers. So, between contract signature and the actual time where the customers go live and start using the tool to benefit in terms of fuel efficiency. And our job is mainly to do it as efficiently and quickly as possible. And pretty happy to be talking with you, Ross, about our shared experience in implementing the tools for Loganair. So thanks, Dane.
Thank you, Antoine, for your introduction. And also to introduce myself, I am Dane Saldana, working as Customer Implementation Manager at OpenAirlines from the last 2.5 years. I perform the same task as Antoine, but what I also wanted to include is that we collaborate with airline teams across different countries and cultures to help them implement SkyBreathe. So one implementation that me and Antoine managed together was Loganair. And today we have Ross, who has joined us. So Ross, could you please introduce yourself and your role?
Thank you, Dane and Antoine. I'm Ross Grieve, and I'm a flight efficiency analyst at Loganair. I look after all of our initiatives across our airline that drive fuel efficiency and also reduce our emissions. Loganair is the leading UK regional airline, serving a wide range of destinations across Scotland, the UK, and beyond. And we operate a fleet of 36 aircraft that includes ATRs, Embraers, and Twin Otters and Islanders. Our network also includes some of the UK's most remote and unusual airfields, including the world's shortest scheduled flight between West Strait and Papa West Strait in Orkney, and also the world's only commercial beach landing at Barra. Loganair is also proud to be at the forefront of sustainability in aviation. We're actively exploring zero-emission flight technologies through our partnership with Heart Aerospace and our collaboration with ZeroAvia. Our collaboration with OpenAirlines further reinforces our commitment to improving operational efficiency and reducing emissions across our current fleet.
Thank you, Ross. Actually, it's amazing that you mentioned all this sustainability project that Loganair is doing. It was very exciting to discover that and discuss it with you during the implementation. And I'm happy that we are actually a part of Loganair's efforts. So if I may start this conversation with a few questions. One thing that was very interesting for us is the decision journey. So I would like to ask you, before actually using our tool, if you were already at Loganair managing fuel efficiency, and if so, how you were doing it.
Yeah, sure. Before implementing SkyBreathe, our approach to fuel efficiency relied heavily on manual data collection and analysis. So that used a combination of tools that didn't necessarily speak to each other. And while this provided some insights, it was quite time-consuming and made it difficult to identify trends or benchmark processes across the fleet. Or it was a lot more intensive in that respect. As I say, the main challenges are around integration and the limited visibility into specific fuel-saving opportunities. So we identified the need for a more collaborative platform to also share this data across our ground teams, but also with our flight crew as well.
Nice, thank you so much. So while you were looking for a fuel efficiency tool, I would like to know if there was any key factor that led you to choose us.
Yeah. So we identified or we evaluated several alternatives that included in-house solutions, but also other commercial platforms. SkyBreathe stood out due to its proven track record with other operators and particularly advanced analytics that we could leverage. Given the fleet that we operate, we wanted a comparison with other operators who also use those sorts of aircraft, and we knew that the the benchmark module, as an example, within SkyBreathe would give us that capability for some of our fleet as well. As well as your platform's ability to integrate with our existing systems and provide, the insights for both operational and strategic decision making. That was a key element of why we went with SkyBreathe and OpenAirlines.
Yeah, thank you. And indeed, actually, I think one of the stories about your implementation is that Dane and I both work with other turboprop operators. As you just said, indeed, our community has very diverse, different operators. So we have from Boeing 747 to turboprops, even though currently not all the turboprops in the world, you mentioned Twin Otters, very specific type of operations. So both Dane and I have been working with airlines around the world operating ATRs and Dash. So it was, again, very interesting for us to share our experience with these aircraft types.
And it was definitely very useful during the implementation for the experience that you both have with those aircraft types, because any specific questions we had, if it was anything related to the FDR data or any limitations with those aircraft, you were very aware, and if not, able to get an answer pretty quickly from that as well. So it was very useful from our side.
Yes, and indeed, SkyBreathe will help consolidate all the data and turn it into actionable insights for managing fuel efficiency. So now, since we are speaking about data, so I do have some questions that are related to the implementation and the support. So I would like to know, how did the implementation process go from kickoff to go live? Were there any challenges that you faced, and how did the support you received from your management as well as operations team help you along the way?
Sure. So the implementation process from the start was well structured. You guys provided a very detailed plan of what we were to expect at certain intervals and when we should have certain milestones and bits of key data ready, essentially, for those workflows. So that clear plan from the start allowed us to really identify internally which teams we needed to speak to and what I needed from them to deliver the project on time. So there were some challenges throughout the project. So I know some of the data integration and how other third-party systems interact, essentially, and that took a bit of time. But the guidance from yourselves, as well as our own IT team, was really beneficial to get a resolution in the end for those challenges. Every query we had during the integration usually had a response from you guys in less than an hour, if not sometimes less than 5 minutes. I know I'm not trying to set unrealistic expectations, but that was really well received on our side, and particularly from our management team as well. This responsiveness allowed us to manage technical queries really quickly and allow us to bring the project timeline forwards and beat our own expectations in that sense as well.
That's great feedback, Ross. Despite being the summer period where everyone are on holidays, it shows how collaboration between your team and our team really paid off.
Definitely.
So maybe just a question, because it's been several weeks, even month, that you've been live now. And I would like to know right now, what are your future perspectives? What are your main projects with the tool, if you can share a little bit about that?
Sure. So with SkyBreathe fully deployed now, our next steps include expanding it across more departments and also increasing engagement with flight crews. So the app has been live, the My Fuel Coach app has been live with our flight crew community since the 22nd of September. Everyone has been fully trained, and our official go live was the 22nd of October. We're slowly trying to embed the app into our processes. So that includes recurrent training, and also throughout our new joiners training as well. So trying to really build in the next sort of stages with that, and introducing more best practices as we evolve with the app. As I say, we're also looking to utilize it across more departments, and particularly sharing the data that we have. The integration of our FDM data with our ops data while overlaying it on top of our flight plans really provides a beneficial benchmark for multiple teams, and it's just trying to see where we can tap into future opportunities with that, in addition to all of our fuel saving opportunities that we have. And yeah, that's pretty much where we're at right now.
Yeah. So congratulations for that, because I know that even during implementation, before the tool was live for the pilots, we're already preparing all the communication, asking us for tips and good practices. And for sure, I think you did a great job in anticipating all of that. And that is starting to pay off as soon as go live.
Thank you. Yeah, we've also had ongoing support from our customer success manager, Luca, who has been able to help guide us during that post-implementation as well, and how we evolve our use of SkyBreathe and the MyFuelCoach app. So looking forward to what we can achieve going forwards as well.
As you say, MyFuelCoach is already deployed. Did you receive any feedback from your pilots?
Yes, we've had a load of feedback from our pilots, and overwhelmingly has been positive. I did some line flying at the beginning of September to test the MyFuelCoach app, and once I was able to demonstrate our capabilities and show flight crew what the comparison would be and how they can utilize a lot of the insights that we're sharing, it was very well received. It's about getting the right data to the right people in our operation, and that comes from the top down from our management team. So it's really great to be able to get this data to our flight crew and demonstrate that we're trying to share as much as we can with them in that sense.
Another question we had for today was if you had any advice for colleagues of yours that would be in the same position in other airlines that are looking for fuel efficiency software.
Sure. Yeah. Look for a solution that not only provides robust analytics, but also encourages collaboration and engagement. It's important to really drive the message home that as much as we can gain beneficial insights from the data that we now have, it's about sharing that with others. And particularly the MyFuelCoach app with our flight crews gives us that platform to do it in a personalized way that is, it really cuts through for the impact that we can potentially make. And I think it's also important to choose a platform that can adapt to your airline's specific needs and scale, as you need it. From our perspective, the integration of all of our data was very straightforward. It was very quick, the actual implementation process. So that is a key consideration, I would say, going for any manager or director who's looking at a fuel efficiency solution. And then I would just add that my advice for actually implementing the software would be to make sure that you get as many stakeholders who involved as early as possible in the process, and particularly flight crew, who can help shape how we tailor the software in that sense.
Yes, actually, that's exactly what I was about to say about our experience with Loganair, is how successful you were in involving all the departments. So of course, when you implement a software like ours, you need to involve your IT department, but of course also pilots. I remember when we went to see you in Glasgow at the beginning of the project, you already had several pilots involved, even some calling from the Isle of Man. So it was great seeing so much people already interested in the tool. So yeah, I fully agree with your feedback on that.
Sure. Thank you.
And looking back so far, I would say our journey together has been a real success story of good teamwork and efficiency. So if you had to summarize your implementation experience and post-implementation experience with SkyBreathe in one sentence or quote, what would it be?
SkyBreathe has transformed how we manage fuel efficiency by turning data into actionable insights we can share across our operation.
Nice, thank you.
That's great. Thank you for sharing that.
So is there any final thoughts you would like to share to the community of SkyBreathe, or just beyond, of all airlines looking to do fuel efficiency today?
Sure. As sustainability becomes ever more important in the aviation industry, it's important to make marginal gains wherever we can. It doesn't matter how small those marginal gains are, but every every kilogram counts in that sense. So I would just encourage any airline looking at flight efficiency or fuel efficiency in particular to really drive home that message and try and do their bit to reduce emissions, and also as a cost base for airlines as well. It's an important thing to consider. So particularly from an emission standpoint, but just more widely as well, it's a best practice that should be there, and particular cross collaboration across that topic as well is going to be very beneficial and very important as we move forwards with that.
Yes. So thank you, Ross. Maybe I will share maybe also some of my thoughts after the implementation we did together with Dane. In a nutshell, even though it's hard for me to be concise, but basically the implementation with you was very efficient. It was a fast one because between contract signature and going live, it started 71 days and even less, so 2.5 months, a little bit less. And less than that if we just count the kickoff, which was the real start of the project when we traveled to see you in Glasgow, and the go live. So I think we already highlighted it, both you and us during this interview, but what was key is strong support from your board, you involving all your colleagues from the relevant departments. So we really had people from different backgrounds of the airline involved. This project did not have any inertia. You were available. It means that we were not just relying on any weekly or routine calls. Whenever something popped up, we were both available to discuss it and to resolve the matters. So again, on our side, congratulations, and I'm happy that you were able to speak with us and share your feedback with other airlines that hopefully will benefit from it. And yeah, looking forward to see as much people as we can in our community.
No, thank you. It was great to work with you both and the other teams at OpenAirlines to get everything, implemented in such a short space of time. It was great to have you both in Glasgow at our HQ and actually allow you to see, part of our operation and how we actually work. And I think that was quite important as well to establish, those working relationships and allow us to progress within the project as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ross, and see you soon in Toulouse or Glasgow. Thank you, Dane.
Thank you, Ross.
Thank you both.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time to share Loganair's story with us today. It's great. It's been great hearing your experience and perspective.
Thank you for having me.